Here we are in a camp in northern Iraq where thousands of Iraqis are currently living because they've been forced to flee from Daesh. Since the beginning of the war in 2014, some 500,000 Iraqis have been living in such camps, often with 6 or more people per tent. My name is Chris Lone and I'm a senior program officer responsible for the Government of Canada's humanitarian assistance in Iraq. I want to show you what a camp in Iraq looks like and what Canada is doing to help these people who are affected by the ongoing crisis. This camp is called Chamishku, near the city of Zaho in northern Iraq. Over 26,000 people live in this camp, many of whom are Yazidis, and over half of the population of the camp are women and girls. Here, they are provided with basic necessities such as health services, water, sanitation, food, shelter, and primary education. You can see on your right, there is a clinic run by Médecins du Monde, and beside it, you will see a reproductive health clinic run by the United Nations Population Fund, which also receives support from Canada. These clinics provide a full range of primary health care to the camp population and reproductive health services to women and girls. This is where people live. On the right, you will see a water tank provided by UNICEF. You can see smaller tanks on top of the dwellings and provide water for drinking, cooking, and washing for a whole family. The triangular roof you see on the left is part of a school complete with basketball court and prefab classrooms built by UNICEF. Canada is an important donor to UNICEF and emergency education in Iraq, which includes building schools just like this one. In this school, there are roughly 60 children per class, and there are up to 3 class rotations per day. Now we're in Darkar, another camp in northern Iraq. What you don't really get from this video is the scale of the displacement crisis in Iraq. If you look in the distance in front of you, you will see another camp called Bersiveh. Currently, there are over 3 million people displaced in Iraq and hundreds of thousands of children able to continue their schooling thanks to schools built by humanitarian agencies, albeit in difficult conditions. Iraq is currently experiencing multiple phases of a humanitarian crisis at the same time. Over 1.8 million people have been able to return to their communities that are no longer under control of Daesh. They often return to find their homes, schools, clinics, and livelihoods destroyed. These families will continue to require emergency assistance. New families are displaced every day by ongoing fighting. For example, 500,000 people have fled Mosul in recent months. They flee with nothing and rely on humanitarian organizations to provide them with life-saving assistance such as food, water, shelter, and protection. There are still over 3 million people displaced in Iraq, many of whom have been displaced since 2014 and have little prospect of returning anytime soon. These people will also rely on humanitarian organizations, such as those supported by Canada, to meet their families' most basic needs.